Speedway Report is produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for Racers Reunion Radio. While Hendrick Motorsports spent Sunday celebrating in Daytona, Florida short tracks are busy right now, actually. And NHRA kicks off the year with the Winter Nationals in Pomona. All this and more. Welcome to Speedway Report for Monday, February 11th, 2019. From the shores of Lake Norman in Race City, USA, Mooresville, North Carolina, I'm Patrick Reynolds, and thank you for joining the fastest half hour in racing. I mentioned busy on the short tracks. Well, it's a busy show as we are dead set in the middle of Speedweeks in Florida, both the super speedway and the short tracks, and bringing lots of action to us. We were off last week. We'll give it a go again tonight on Monday. We'll bring you all up to speed on everything that we know about and some stuff. Actually, we're going to do a little live double coverage here as there's stuff happening right now as we speak that we're trying to keep track of. Let's go to the victory lane lap, tell you who won what as we kicked off Florida. Well, not really kicked off, but we're dead set in the middle of it. Let's go to the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. Haven't had a result for these guys since before Thanksgiving. The Daytona 500 front row, all Hendrick. William Byron and Alex Bowman will make up the front row as the 500 field will come to the green flag this Sunday. And the Clash yesterday afternoon was won by Jimmy Johnson. NASCAR's K&N Pro Series East Tour was scheduled to run 175 laps last night in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Mother Nature had better ideas. They were rained out and are live right now in New Smyrna. As I click on over, I'll give a plug to another website, Fans Choice TV. We are 65 of 175 in. Drew Dollar is currently your leader. Not now, because you're watching our show, but I would recommend right after our show, head on over to Fans Choice TV, as I'll catch the rest of this one a little bit later after that. But they are under caution right now, just shy of halfway. They were rained out last night. They got the green flag at 7 o'clock tonight following the K&N East Series race. They'll run a complete show tonight of late models and modifieds. NHRA also faced Mother Nature's wrath in Pomona, California, as the Winter Nationals' final day of eliminations was rained out yesterday and run earlier today. And just about an hour ago, they wrapped up and had victory lane. In top fuel, Doug Kalita put an end to Steve Torrance's long win streak. Remember that from last year? He ran the countdown, ran the table, never lost a round, went 6 for 6, won the top fuel championship. Made it all the way to the final a little while ago. Kalita takes him down. In funny car, Robert Height beat Jack Beckman. And in pro stock, Bo Butner defeated Jason Line. Let's jump on over to the dirt. With the Lucas Oil late models, they ran at East Bay Raceway in Tampa this whole past week. Tyler Erb won on Monday and Tuesday. Nice doubleheader to kick off the year. Jonathan Davenport won Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, while Hudson O'Neal won on Thursday. Now, last night's race at Bubba Raceway in Ocala, Florida, was rained out and will not be rescheduled. A lot of the late model tour heading to Volusia County this week. The World of Outlaw late models opened their season in Screven, Georgia, where on Friday night, Brandon Overton was the A-main winner, and Saturday night was taken by Shane Clanton. They've got Volusia County has the UMP late models the next 2 nights, and they will begin the World of Outlaw sanctioned racing later this week. Speaking of the World of Outlaws, the sprint cars did run at Volusia this past weekend. Darren Pittman won both Friday and Saturday night's A-main. Last night got rained out, as Sunday was a tough day to not get any to get any racing in, as rain just speckled everywhere from Florida to California. The ARCA Troops raced in Daytona on Saturday. The ARCA 200, the annual race, won by Harrison Burton. Yeah, that's Jeff's kid. Did a real nice job and won his first race at Daytona. The USAC Midgets were down at Bubba Raceway Park in Ocala, where Friday night and Saturday night were swept by Tyler Courtney. The sprint cars move in there this coming weekend. Let's bring you up to speed on New Smyrna Speedweeks. Friday night's super late model race was won by Anthony Sergi. Saturday night was rained out. They will pick up the action. Well, Sunday, we lost Sunday too. So it's a beautiful night down there. Big racing tonight. The super late models will run a little bit later, and also the tour modifieds make their debut for the week. We talked about Volusia tonight. The late models take over, and the UMP mods will run their big Gator Championship this evening. The Super Dirt Series big block modifieds begin tomorrow night, Tuesday, if you're watching us live. And before all this happened, on Saturday night in Bronson Speedway, also in Florida, the 50-lap tour-type modified feature was won by Chuck Hosfeld. 10 cars showed up there on their way to New Smyrna. Nice tune-up for them. They'll be rolling at New Smyrna with a feature later on tonight. We talked about that. We filled the victory lane up with it. Right now, Volusia County and New Smyrna are running. So if you're watching us on your phone in the grandstands or in the pit area, cool. Good to have you along for the ride with us. And if you're on your laptop, your desktop, anywhere near Central Florida, after the show's over at the top of the hour, then shut us down, then head to the racetrack. But I guess, today's day and age, just pull us up on your phone, watch us on your way to the track. So that's cool. Well, let's talk about some big-time NASCAR racing as we went racing, air quotes, racing yesterday with the Clash. Now, I'm old school. I remember when this was a 20-lap sprint race, just pole winners from last year. 20 laps, and it was $50,000 to win. Now, $50,000 to today's drivers is not that much, but I remember when we started this thing back in 1979, 80, whatever it was, 80, I think we ran the first one. I loved it. We had, 9 cars in it, 7 cars in it, $50,000, $10,000 to start, which guys raced for more prize money back then before the annual the Mega Million salaries these guys get. So yesterday's Clash, we've evolved. I use that word sparingly as well. Evolve indicates to me always going forward. I'm old school. I won't say it will. The Clash yesterday, I'll say it. It sucked. There, I said it. It sucked. It's not a NASCAR bashing, because I heard a lot of that this past 24 hours too. Is guys just bashing and bitching about NASCAR. No, I'm not doing that at all. However, you have races that are great, and you have races that sucked. In yesterday's race, I thought was terrible. Now, among the first item, we'll address that, is something none of us have any control over, and that's the weather. We had 3 red flag periods in the race yesterday, which really broke up any rhythm, any sync to it, and rain shortened it anyway. But when you've got a segmented race, and I got to wave this flag again of how I hate segments or any planned stoppages at any time in any automobile race. You have segments originally planned for 25 laps and then 50 laps. If you know, especially in a plate race, if there's a caution coming in 25 laps and we're all going to pit, why in the world am I even going to do anything in that first 25 laps? You're almost building it right in there for these guys to just draft single file, not tear their cars up, so to speak, and just roll towards that stoppage in the race. Why do it? Why even race at all? You're building that in there. You know that's going to happen. Watch any race that you can easily catch the leader with a plate at a plate track, and you know there's a planned caution coming. Everybody's just going to get into single file draft, and then you're just going to drive around a little bit. Everybody does it. Heck, even the 100-lap features for the modifieds at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, when they had a halfway break on lap 50 of a 100-lap race, the first 50 laps, the guys rode around just waiting for the caution. It's stupid. Then, after 50 laps, they went. This was the same thing. Everybody, the first 25, was just riding around. We had some rain, and then we had some pit stops. We had some red flags. We go back to racing in the second segment. We have more rain, a red flag. But in plate racing, you can kind of zip up and down the ladder pretty easily when with only 20 cars. Not an easy feat, or it is a real easy feat, but there's not a lot of work needed to go out and go to the front of the pack and try to get up front and lead and be aggressive. Now, why would you when you can just go in a few laps? This reminded me, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but we had real overcast conditions yesterday, provided a lot of grip in the racetrack, in the high groove. The last time I remember a big race at Daytona under overcast skies during a daytime was the 2013 Daytona 500. I know the 14 race was interrupted with rain and we finished it at night. But we ran that overcast race in 2013, the Daytona 500, and that race sucked too. It was horrible. We had single file parade up against the wall for about 180 laps. Then these guys went after it and actually raced the last 20. Wasn't worth the wait. Yesterday's race never even made it that far. Jimmy Johnson pulled a move on Paul Menard, wrecked the field. I didn't see Menard block anything. Maybe my eyes are deceiving me here, but Jimmy got up alongside him, meant to side draft him, suck that air off that wheel well, launch his own car forward, got into Menard and wrecked the field on him. Yeah, Jimmy, it was his fault, but it certainly wasn't intentional. I've seen a lot of guys screw up at restrictor plate tracks and cause a big pileup. But that just destroyed the race, for crying out loud. You lost 15 cars. You only had 5 finish the darn thing, and the rain came down hard right after it. It just, I don't know if I'd even call seeing a race yesterday. Do you? I mean, I saw an event. Did I see a race? Not so much. I know the intent was there to race. It didn't really happen. I think Menard may have gone over a little bit of an inch, but it was from Jimmy trying to side draft him and suck the air off him. So I think Menard just tried to hold a steady wheel and got hit in the back and turned around. We could, wasn't Menard's fault. It was all Johnson's. But I don't beat up the man because it's plate racing. Should we go down the plate racing road? Nah, not tonight. I got enough things to complain about. Maybe a week from today, we'll see how the 500 goes, and we'll see what I'm complaining about then. But it's plate racing, and we shrug our shoulders, and lots of cars get crashed, and that's not why I go to go to the racetrack. Certainly a big part of why I go to Florida. Why do you go to Speedweeks? And it's not all about that big 2.5 miler. I love the short tracks, and I love the short tracks racing every night. I miss the old days when the big track ran during the day, and then you bailed out of that and went to the short tracks at night. Now we've got so many night events at the track. The ARCA race was essentially Saturday night. The qualifying race is Thursday at night. Friday night is the truck race. I'd like to see everything go back to the daytime and promote these short tracks. If I'm in Florida, I think I'm heading to the short tracks at night. I certainly would be there right now. The dirt car counts are very healthy through the roof. Some of the pavement ones are weak on the car count. Some are strong. That's just a dynamic of that type of racing, in which dirt racing has much closer rules and has assimilated better than the short track pavement world. Everybody can tow in. We talked about the Lucas Oil late models in the World of Outlaw late models. So many guys flop back and forth. Not an issue. Pavement modified racing, real tough to go. Late model racing, pro late models. Gosh, it's tough to do that without multiple cars to do it. Was asked this week about NASCAR's new disqualification rule. About damn time, if you ask me. We should have been throwing guys out decades ago. I like it. Long overdue. Don't leave the track knowing the winner if he fails tech inspection. Then you didn't see the winner. Give it to the second place guy, third place guy. Let's keep teching cars until we get a winner. I'm for that. I have been that. I never thought we never should have gone away with it. Remember Richard Petty's big engine in October of 1983? Oh, yeah. We knew all about that on Sunday night after the race. Big fine, big points, but he kept the win. Those type of things should be taken away, period. And I was the biggest Petty fan you ever met. But the point is, we knew Sunday night what the deal was with the race. Some headlines to address. Patty O'Ward, already gone from Harding Steinbrenner Racing in the IndyCar Series. We're about a month away or so from the the season opening race for the IndyCars down in St. Petersburg. Award was ready to go as a teammate to Colton Herta in the Harding Steinbrenner ride. Now it's February 11th. I think we're 5 weeks out of St. Petersburg. He's gone. Harding Steinbrenner looked to have only one engine leased for the year and had two engines leased for the Indianapolis 500. Patty Award walks away. It's all about money. We all know that. They can say all they want, be nice, and talk sweet to the press. However, he's got a $1 million Indy Lights scholarship that he's taking with him and is ready to go for another team that will welcome him aboard for some races. He did a great job in his debut in Sonoma last year, qualified 6th, finished 9th in his debut with the IndyCars. I have seen him run Indy Lights before. He's a very, very talented young man. I'm sure his phone is ringing off the hook. He, even with an established team, would do well to get a Patty Award under their wing for the upcoming IndyCar season. I went to Gardner-Webb University in the past week. The annual Aruba contest is upon us. Chairman of the American Auto Racing Writers and Broadcasters Association Media Contest, right here. And we got the entries, and we're thankful for the communications department at Gardner-Webb University here in North Carolina. They will be judging the contest. They have the entries, and our awards ceremony will be in May at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway prior to the 500. Met a nice young man who's got a bright future in the sport, certainly got a passion and a knowledge for it, and is looking for some kind of career in journalism, communications, media. So I'll put the plug out there. Michael Harvey connected with me on social media, and he's around Gardner-Webb University. He'd be a very good intern, I think, at something close like maybe the Hickory Motor Speedway. Birthplace of the NASCAR Stars, a well-known track. So you got a young college kid out there, guys, that could do well for a track as far as press releases, maybe something on the microphone. But college kid, you don't got to pay him. He'll do it for experience. And then just chatting with him with his knowledge of the sport. Yeah, he's probably everything that you want to bring to the table as far as a young guy that is a college intern. He's not getting exposed to the sport now. Lifelong, I don't know if he's a lifelong fan, but he certainly knows a lot about it. So we are... I wanted to touch on the short track racing and so much that is going on in Florida right now. Other websites that you can log onto this week and check out some of the racing are Fans Choice TV. They are covering the New Smyrna World Series Speedweeks night to night. Right now, live, they have on the NASCAR K&N Pro Series East race. They will also have night-by-night coverage each of the short tracks. As we are looking at 92 of 175 laps complete. Trying to get a rundown for you as to who's who and where's where. My scroll has been going. I don't want radio sound. Look, Colin Garrett is your leader. Woo. Yeah, I didn't want to go too far with that. Radio dead air time, never a good thing. But we are 94 of 175 complete, so we are past halfway if you go to fanschoice.tv. Speed 51 also has a rolling trackside scroll. They'll be covering New Smyrna each and every night if you can't get Fans Choice TV. Lucas Oil TV on Facebook had live racing. If you go to their Facebook page, I was watching racing from East Bay this past week, so it's good to pick up the weekday night stuff, especially in Florida, especially so much of our audience in the cold country in the bitter cold north. And a plug, if you're around Daytona Beach, if you're heading to New Smyrna tonight, Volusia County tonight, tomorrow morning at the Main Street Station in Daytona Beach is the Back to the Roots Annual Awards Brunch. 9:30 a.m. Go by the historic Main Street Station in Daytona Beach, and you will see some of the legends of auto racing and stock car racing. It's called Back to the Roots for a reason. You will meet gentlemen there and women who helped develop the entire sport of stock car racing around racing in Daytona. It's like living history books. It's like living history books if you want to talk to people there. Don't miss Back to the Roots tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. at the Main Street Station. Please go by there and say hi to some folks and thank them for what they did so we could do what we're doing now. And I want to talk about our Racer of the Week as a tip of the hat to Motor Week Illustrated, where the roots of this show, call about Back to the Roots, the roots of this show started. I'm going to give it to Jonathan Davenport. This racing, super speedway, short tracks, pavement, dirt, everything, it's about winning, and it's about getting to the front. And Lucas Oil Series ran 6 straight nights last week, and Jonathan Davenport won 3 of them. I'm going to give this week's win to Jonathan Davenport as our Speedway Report Racer of the Week. And I want to close out by giving I don't know how well my photo will come out on this one, but a little woodworking for Speedway Report. This was given to me. I had a birthday a few weeks ago. Dave Putnam, a neighbor of mine here near the studios, made this woodworking with Speedway Report on it, and he stole a photo of me from one of our previous broadcasts. I don't know how well it looks as far as a photo on there, but the woodworking spot on. Dave, thanks so much. I appreciate you giving some love to Speedway Report and doing that to me for my birthday. Lots of short track action racing tonight online, so Speedway Report closes out for the evening. Flip open another tab on your computer and give short track racing some love. Hey, everybody, in between our broadcasts, keep up on the world of racing with SpeedwayReport.com. This broadcast and all of our past shows are uploaded on the site. We also have racing articles to read. Check out SpeedwayReport.com. Now, our past archived episodes are on Facebook. You can go to our page where you are now, Speedway Report with Patrick Reynolds and Racers Reunion. On Twitter, I'm at Speedway Pat and at Speedway Report. In the forum at racersreunion.com, as well as Google+, LinkedIn, and the Speedway Report YouTube channel. So if you want to catch some past podcasts and download some stuff, we're all over the internet. Big thanks to everyone on the Facebook feed for joining the conversation this evening. And I want to thank all of the military, past and present, for the freedoms we enjoy as Americans in our daily life, including the simple things like bench racing right here on a Monday night. Freedom is not free, and a veteran paid that bill for us. To all of the men and women who are defending freedom and watching Speedway Report, take care of yourselves and come home soon. A special salute to the teachers, school staff, firefighters, police officers, and paramedics in our own communities. They are quiet and modest heroes every single day. God bless and thank you. You have been watching Speedway Report from the shores of Lake Norman in Race City, USA, Mooresville, North Carolina. Hey, please give our Facebook page a like. It's called Speedway Report with Patrick Reynolds. And please follow me on Twitter. I'm at Speedway Pat. Now, the drag racing list folks are taking a night off, so you can catch them back in 1 week. Bill, John, and Barb will have drag racing and great music. Check out Drag Racing List in 1 week. But we will be back live here on Facebook also in 1 week. It will be Monday. It will be February 18th. We will look at the Winter Nationals at Bubba Raceway Park in Ocala, Florida. We'll look at all the Florida Speedweeks short track action, and especially we'll have a look at that little race called the Daytona 500. Thank you all for joining us. I'll see everybody next week.